Welcome back! My name is ballerscuba. This is Video Games Over Time. We are still in 1981 and we are still in Wizardry. When we last left off, I said I was going to take care of some work off screen. I have done that. Let's take a look at what I have done before we get into, well, playing the game again. We haven't fully played the game yet, I wouldn't say. We're going to play some of the game today. But first, let's take a look at the characters. We'll go to Gilgamesh's Tavern in order to inspect them. We'll start with Durin. Durin is now level 5. As you can see, his stats did increase, particularly his strength and vitality, which is nice. His agility is not that great, but you know, that will change in time. He still is 15 years old, which is good. Not too much aging going on. I'll talk a little bit more about that. I have not necessarily corrections, but I found more efficient ways of getting things done that didn't involve aging as much, so I'll talk about that. I do have better equipment for Durin now. The longsword is still just the longsword, but I do have him on the breastplate, the large shield, and the helm. That lowers his AC all the way to 2, so he is much more difficult to hit than he was before. He also has access to a couple mage spells. Those are, let's take a look, Halith and Catino. So the same stuff that we have seen before. I'm not sure if I'm going to say it Halito or Halito, whatever, Halito, that works. So that's the same stuff that we have seen before. Durin now has access to those, so that is good for him. We're not going to use him too often if we're being honest, but maybe. We'll see. Let's take a look at our next character. Gimli is up next. Right now, Gimli is probably my best character. Oh, he has some chainmail left over. That's okay. We'll sell that. Gimli is level 5 as well. As you can see, his strength and vitality are also pretty high. He could use more vitality, but we'll get there. He is now age 17. I believe he did go up once. We'll talk about how that happens. Basically, it happens when you rest, but we're going to show that off, hopefully, at this point. Same equipment, long sword, large shield, helm, and breastplate. Gimli, as a fighter, has much more damage right now than anybody else, so I'm happy with Gimli. Let's take a look at Bilbo. Bilbo is also level 5, and the stats, I'm going to say, aren't that great. The strength has been going up, but that's about it. The equipment that I can get on Bilbo is not that great either. Short sword, leather armor, small shield. That's pretty much the best stuff that I can buy without getting into the magical equipment that costs so much more money. His AC is only 6 as a result, instead of like Durin and Gimli, who have an AC of 2. So Bilbo's still pretty easy to hit, and to be honest, I feel like the enemies are targeting him at times. Let's take a look at Elrond. Elrond's the first one with kind of a significant upgrade, I would say. His piety did go up. Vitality is pretty much where it was. He did age to level 17. Elrond is the oldest of anybody here, which makes sense. His AC is 6. He is on the Anointed Mace, Small Shield, and Leather Armor. But he does have access to quite a bit of spells. Let's take a look at those. We'll start with the mage ones, I guess. He has Halith and Catino that we have talked about before. In case you have forgotten, Halith is basically your fire spell. Catino is going to cause a group of monsters to fall asleep. Since it does affect a group, it is useful when you cast it on like a big group that you don't plan on attacking right now. We also have Mogref. Let's call it that. Mogref. They're all made up names. I'm going to get them backwards from time to time. Mogref is a support spell. It translates to body iron, and it reduces the caster's armor class by 2 for the fight. So not that useful considering where I have Elrond. He's in the back row, so he's not going to be casting that one too often. If I have to cast that, bad things have happened. Then we have Dumapic. That translates to clarity. This one will inform you of the party's exact position from the stairs to the castle. So if you get lost, Doom a Pick is the way to go. I'm hopefully not going to need that. I do have maps in front of me, but there's still a significant chance that that could happen. At level 2, he has access to Dilto. Dilto translates to darkness. This envelops a group of enemies in darkness, so they can't defend. Normally when we talk about darkness being cast on enemies, it's to lower their accuracy when attacking. This one is to lower their defense. They can't block something if they can't see, is, I guess, the thought process there. Let's take a look at the priest spells. All level 1 spells for Elrond here. We have Dios, which we've talked about before. That's your basic healing spell. Then we have Badios, which is your basic attack spell for your priest. Then we have Kalki. Kalki is translates to blessings, and it reduces the armor class of all the party members by 1 during combat. So if you need just that 1 extra armor class taken away, then Kalki's the way to go. Then we have Milwa. Milwa is light. It summons a soft glowing light that increases your vision and reveals secret doors. We probably will need that. And then we have Porfic, that translates to shield. It lowers the armor class of the caster by 4 during combat. So that one is much better than the mage spell, which was Mograph. That only decreased your armor class by 2. This one, what's the name of it again? Porfic lowers the armor class of the caster by 4. So this one is far better. But I'm not going to use it as often because I usually heal with my priest spells, especially the level 1 stuff. So Elrond can now use a total of 11 spells. He can use the 5 level 1 mage spells. He can use the 1 level 2 mage spell, which, as you saw, was only Dilto. That was the only one that we had that was level 2 for Elrond. And then 5 level 1 priest spells. So Elrond's pretty good. I still just kind of use him for basic fireball spells most of the time now. At least for now. Let's take a look at Fizzlewick next. Fizzlewick is level 5 as well. A ton of piety on Fizzlewick. Still age 14, so that is nice to see. Anointed Mace, large shield, and breastplate gives him an AC of 3. Armor class is pretty low on Fizzlewick. I've actually considered moving him to the front row, but I do need Bilbo's attack, and so Bilbo is still in the front. He does have access to much more priest spells, as you can see there. I have access to 5 level 1 spells, 4 level 2 spells, and 4 level 3 spells. Got a lot of spells on Fizzlewick. So we've already talked about all the level 1 spells, Kalki, Dios, Badios, Milwa, and Porfic. Let's talk about the level 2 spells. Fizzlewick does have access to literally all the available spells on the first 3 levels for a priest. So these are all of them. At level 2, we can learn Matu, that translates to blessing. That lowers the armor class of all party members by 2 during combat. So that's basically an upgraded. Kalki is Matu. Just saying random words, it sounds like. Then we have Calfo. Calfo is translates to X-ray vision, and this is how you can determine the trap on a chest. I'll go over how to open a chest because it's a process in this game, much more than I thought it was going to be when I got into it. Then we have Manifo. Manifo translates to statue. It causes some of the monsters to become temporarily paralyzed, so that could be useful should I need that, but I usually have other ways of dealing with things like that. Then we have Montino, that translates to still air. It silences a group of monsters so that they can't cast spells. That's going to be useful once we get to the second level of the dungeon. On the first level, it's not particularly useful. None of the enemies there cast spells, but we're going to need that at some point. At level 3, we have Low Milwa. This translates to more light. It is a much more powerful Milwa spell. It will last the entire expedition until you go into dark areas. Then it kind of goes away. But it helps you see. So that is useful. Then we have Dialco. Dialco translates to softness. It cures paralysis and cures the effects of Menifo, which is the paralysis spell, and Catino, which is, I believe, the sleep spell. That's a mage spell. Hold on. Catino is, yes, the sleep spell. So, which one were we on again? There's so many just random words. Dialco is basically a cure for sleep and paralysis. Then we have Latumapik. Sure. That translates to identification, and it tells you what the monsters really are, because sometimes it changes. Then we have Bamatu. That translates to prayer. That lowers the party's armor class by 4 in a single combat. So that is our most powerful kind of evasion spell to this point. All party members get their armor class lowered by 4. That is significant. All right. Finally, we do have Halith. Halith is also level 5, so everybody is up to level 5. Quite a bit of IQ on Halith. Still 15. And the armor class is still 9. There's not equipment for me to kind of purchase with Halith, so armor class is still 9. Still on the staff and robes, but a ton of spells. Let's take a look at those spells. Unfortunately, I only have 5 uses of the number 1 spell, 3 uses of the level 2 spell, and 2 uses of the level 3 spell. So let's take a look at those. We have Halito, which we have talked about. We've also talked about Catino. I believe we've talked about all of the level 1 spells. So we've also talked about Mograph and Dumapik. Level 2, we've talked about Dilto, but we haven't talked about Sopik. Sopik translates to glass. It causes the caster to become transparent, and that reduces their armor class by 4. So the mage becomes much harder to hit if you cast a Sopik. The level 2 mage spells I'm not particularly thrilled with. We might not use them too often, but the Dilto, it can be useful. What's much more useful is the level 3 spells. Once again, Halith does know all level 1, 2, and 3 spells. These are all of them for mages. The level 3 spells are Mahalito, and this translates to Big Fire. This causes an explosion that hits an entire monster group. It deals a total of 4d6 damage, so it does whatever the result of rolling 4 6-sided die, because whatever that translates to, that's how much damage in total you're doing across 4 hits. So it can do anywhere from 4 to 24 points of damage. It's technically fire damage as well. Then we have Molito. This translates to Spark Storm. This deals damage to half of the monsters in a group, which already makes it worse than Mahalito for me. But then on top of that, it only does the damage of 3d6. So it does the damage of 3 6-sided dice. So it does 3 to 18 points of damage, which is sparks damage. If they're immune to fire, this is what I'm going to be using Molito, but otherwise I'll probably just be using Mahalito the whole way. All right, so that is the party. I did have something that I need to sell with Gimli, so let's go ahead and go to Boltax Trading Post. We'll have Gimli enter. We will sell, and we will sell number 2 because the chainmail is no longer useful. All right, so we're good there. 230. Let's go ahead and divvy gold equally before we head out, because some people might die. And I'll talk a little bit more about what I have learned, I guess I could say, by playing a little bit. There's only so much I can know kind of going in, and the guides have been particularly bad about procedures in this game. We'll put it that way. So let's kind of go in to the maze. And we don't need to do anything in camp. We'll go ahead and leave, which puts us into the maze. We don't need to take the stairs up from here at all. So there's a couple commands here. You can use camp. That actually creates a camp that allows your characters to heal should you have the spells and stuff like that. Then their status, so you can look at their statuses. You can inspect something. We'll talk about inspecting when that happens. And then you can send them away with off. I don't like ever using off. I'm hopefully never going to need to use it, but let's continue doing the thing that I had been doing for grinding. We'll go all the way to the east here and head in here. This is kind of a fixed encounter. It's kind of always going to be there. We have 3 bubbly slimes. These are the weakest enemies that I have encountered so far. So I'm going to tell everybody to fight and then everybody else to parry. And they should die very quickly. All right, 1 damage on Bilbo, but that's okay. And there we go. Once we got up to level 5, some of my characters started doing 2 attacks per turn. You might have seen that for Gimli and Durin. They are now doing 2 attacks every turn. That is very nice. It doubles my damage, so I'm very happy to see that. All right, so a chest. Turns out chests are pretty complicated in this game. Let's talk about all the options here so we can try to open it directly. This is something that I would not recommend pretty much ever, because I would say of the chests that I found, somewhere between 90 and 95% of them had a trap on it. So you never really want to just open it right off the bat. I thought that there was going to be some leeway on that, so I assumed that they would be nicer than they are. There are pretty much always going to be traps on these things. So the 2 options at that point are either Calfo or Inspect. Calfo costs a spell, which we don't have too many of. I believe it was a level 2 priest spell. Not interested in using that. We could just leave it alone, which is an option, but chests are where you're going to get most of your money and most of the best items in the game. So we're going to inspect. So we'll start with inspecting. We'll have Bilbo inspect it because he is our burglar after all. And it's got a crossbow bolt on it. That is the trap that is on it. We didn't inspect it and find out what was inside. We inspected it and figured out what the trap was. So then you want to disarm it. Disarm. Of course, we're going to have our burglar do it. He does all the work. And then we have to tell them what trap it is. So it was a crossbow bolt. That's what I was told. There's still a 5% chance that they lied to me. Just throwing it out there. There's always kind of like a 5% chance every step along the way here that something goes bad. When you inspect, it can trigger the trap. They can tell you the wrong trap. And then, of course, when you try to disarm it, you can fail. But Bilbo is pretty good at this. So crossbow bolt is the trap. And hooray, we've disarmed it. And then we get our money, which is 6 GP. Which is not much, but it does go to everybody. So I guess it adds up over time. All right, so back out of there. Actually, we can explore in here. But as you can see, there's not much going on. This is just kind of a room that is empty except for the fight. So let's head back. What I had normally been doing at this point was taking the stairs up, going back to town, and then coming immediately back. There was no need for me to stay at the inn in order to get my spells back. You can just leave the dungeon and come back, and when you do, all your characters will get all of their spell uses back. So there's no need to rest in order to get those back. All right, so let's head north. This is a way that we had not really gone before. And if we go here, there's another corridor that leads south. And here is another fixed encounter. And it's a friendly group of bushwhackers. So because I have a good party, I don't want to attack friendly enemies. if I had an evil party, anytime that I saw a friendly group, I would want to attack it. So because we're good, we're going to leave it. Once again, it's just kind of a room. The whole point of this room is the encounter, and that is it. So if we go a little bit further east along the corridor, we can find a third room. This has another fixed encounter in it. And I've surprised the monsters. Okay, so there are rogues and orcs here. I'm going to go for the rogues first. The orcs aren't too strong. Now, typically, I can only... Oh, yeah, we'll have to specify which group I want to fight all the time. Typically here, I can only have the front row attack. I can't cast spells in the back row, but I could dispel, but we don't need to do that yet. I could use an item, but I don't really have any items. Items are very expensive, so I have not purchased them yet. We will just have the back row parry for now. All right. One rogue is killed. Bilbo does not kill his rogue, but Durin does kill his. All right, so we're down to one rogue and 5 orcs. So we're going to have Durin try to kill the rogue. And then we'll have Gimli and Bilbo attack the orcs. We'll have Elrond go for... Actually, let's go for a Mahalito. No, you don't know that. That's right. You don't know Mahalito. So we'll have you go on the orcs with that. We'll have Fizzlewick cast a Dio spell on Bilbo, who got hit before. And then we will have Halith go for the Mahalito on group number 2. All right. To be honest, I might win here. Hey, Bilbo kills an orc. Gimli kills an orc. Gimli dodges. Bilbo is fully healed. 1, 2. 2 kills on the orcs, and then the rogue ran away. And I don't think there's anybody left of the orcs. Yeah, they're all dead. And we get 322 experience points and another chest. So once again, inspect. It's a poison needle this time. Let's try to disarm it. Poison needle. And the trap was triggered. Oops, poison needle. All right, we got 10 gold for that. GP gold points. Let's go with points, sure. Okay, so Bilbo is poisoned, so I kind of want to get him out of here. So we're going to back up. We're going to go down the hallway to the west. And we get a random encounter. This one is not fixed. There are random encounters in the game. But we shouldn't need to do too much with that. We'll have you cast a spell. We'll cast a Dio spell on Bilbo. We'll have you do the same because it does take 3 here. And we're leaving so that we can come back. And then you can just parry Halith. There's no point. The slimes will go down very quickly. Yeah, just like I thought, it is going to take 2 heals for Bilbo. And all 3 of them have been killed. And 13 GP. Okay. So then we can climb the stairs, get out, and head back in. Because Bilbo is not fully healed, because the poison was still hitting him, we're going to have Elrond cast a spell. Dios on Bilbo, fully healed. All right, so that's basically how camp works. And I have explored basically the bottom left section of the first floor now. We've done some exploring. We got a little bit further than we did before, but not by a lot. So let's take a look at what else I can do here. So we'll go north, right? Because this is the only way out. North to the end, and then east. Past these 2 fixed encounters, we don't really need to do that anymore. And then we'll go through this door, and this is kind of the center area of the first floor. From here, I want to head... Let's start with heading north. Yeah, we'll just continue north. We'll go back to this corridor to the west eventually. All right, a large sign on the wall reads, "Area out of bounds." That's really all that it says, but that's not entirely true. We can head in just fine. This is just dark. This is what darkness looks like. All right, so what I'm going to do once I'm in the dark is head forward 2 more times. Then turn, because there's actually a wall here. So I'm going to turn to the right. Then head forward once. Turn to the left. Head forward. I'm going to count along here. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And then I will turn to the left. And there should be a door here. So I'm going to go through the door. There we go. And we got another message. A strange glow seems to emanate from this room. In the center, a smallish man in a long robe turns towards the party and shouts, "Begone, strangers!" He slowly waves his hands and chants, "Mapiro Mahama Diromat," which gets us out of the dungeon. So there is that. Let's head back in. That wasn't the full point of me dealing with that, but it is something that is there, and I wanted to show off darkness at least a little bit. So let's try this again. We'll go north. This is why having a map is very important. East through the door, back into the center area. Okay. Now where do I want to go from here? Let's go back through the darkness. Right, it reads that again. We'll go in, we'll turn to the right and go once and then go north again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now to the left is where we got that message before. Now this is where things get more complicated. I can go north again. And this puts me technically at the bottom of the map. The way that the map works is that it is a 20 by 20 grid, and it loops around itself. So it becomes very difficult when you're mapping out the dungeon to figure out where you are, because you're probably not going to realize that the dungeon loops on itself, that you can kind of go in a direction for a long way. But at this point, we're basically just going to go north for a long time. It's a straight shot to what I wanted to look at. And look at is the key words here. I'm not going to take it. How many is it? I think it's 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. There are buttons here marked A through D. Press 1. Now, what we have encountered here is an elevator. A is going to be the first floor. B is going to be the second floor, all the way through the 4th floor. If memory serves me right, the elevator here doesn't let you escape on or get out of the elevator on the 2nd or 3rd floor. You have to go all the way to the 4th floor, which we are not ready to do right now. So we're going to go ahead and leave this, and we're going to turn around and get into an encounter. The monster surprised me, not the 2 scruffy men. Yeah, they go for Durin and miss. They go for Bilbo and miss. Durin and Gimli should be able to take them out, so we'll just enter all the way through. Fight, fight, fight. Parry, parry, parry. Bilbo doesn't take him out. Durin got hit for 7. Wow, okay. Durin and Gimli are able to kill their scruffy men now. Got a bit of experience and 10 gold points for that, but did not anticipate 7 damage on Durin. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And this is actually a wall here, so we're going to turn to the right, go once, go to the left, turn to the left, and exit. Okay, so once we're here, let's go ahead and camp, and we'll have Elrond cast Dios again on Durin. All right, he's now at 22, so we're going to need to do that again. 7 damage. That's one of the problems here, is that the randomness is so high that they can do 1 to 8 damage on you. I need to do it again. Running out of spells here. On Durin. Okay. And when you're first starting, wiping the party is definitely a thing that can happen. And when I played, I lost 4 of my party members at once, right? Because it spirals very quickly. Once I got through my tanky front line, taking out the back line was pretty simple for the enemies. What you have to do then is go to the Temple of Cant and revive them. It costs quite a bit of money, either 250 or 500 gold, depending on how they died, how quickly they died, all that kind of thing. So how do you get money? The way that I got money is kind of cheap, but it was really the only way that it was going to happen for me that early on in the game, which is you create a whole bunch of dummy characters. So just characters, just create them. It doesn't matter anything about them. You bring one of your normal party members in, you bring in 5 dummy characters, and pool all your gold together into your main party member, go to the Temple of Cant, and then you should have enough money to revive at least one person, because each person that you create is going to have 100 gold on them. So there's a thing that they don't tell you about, but you can do. Okay, so from the darkness, we want to go a little bit further south. And this is the corridor that we were ignoring before that led west. We will take this now because I do want to actually show it off a little bit. Let's head all the way first. All the way to the end. And here there are stairs down. This is the way down. You can take it. It's not that far, but I don't think we're ready for that yet. Well, I know we're not ready for that yet. So we're going to do something else. We're going to head in here. And this is kind of a complex room. There's no fixed encounter here. The hallway is very short. This is the way that we came in. Let's try not to confuse people. So we were heading north, and I'm going to start by going east. Let's go east here. And we have another fixed encounter. And I've surprised the monsters. We have humanoids in front of us. Let's try to take out the second group of small humanoids. Small humanoids are not that bad. So it would have helped if Bilbo hit them, no? And 2 of them are dead, and now they're kobolds. That kind of happens sometimes. All right, so we'll have Durin kill the last one. Gimli go for the first one, so Bilbo will go for a Halith on the first group. We're going to have Fizzlewick parry. Yeah. And we're going to have Halith go for a Halith on the first group. That should be good. One of those small humanoids is probably going to run away. So we'll see what I can do. Well, the kobold ran away. Yeah, I'm kind of powerful now. Bilbo did go for the small humanoid, which was nice. I believe that is all the small humanoids. So they didn't do any damage to me. And now they're orcs. Like, then you can find out what they are. Like, the names change as you go through because you kind of find out more about them. But we can just kind of enter our way through. Durin and Gimli should be able to finish off those 2 orcs by themselves. Bilbo can also help. Or one can run away. Bilbo got one and one ran away. Not entirely what I predicted, but it did the trick. Nobody got hit. 255 EP. Let's go ahead and inspect. It is a crossbow bolt, and it went off. Does that hit him? We will have to find out after this. It sure did for 6 damage. So let's go ahead and have Elrond cast more spells on Bilbo. All right, we'll see if I can get him fully healed here. Nope. So we're going to have Fizzlewick start doing it. Spell, Dios, and that goes on to Bilbo. Fully healed. All right, I always like to keep my characters fully healed. I know it's not absolutely necessary, but it is helpful. Once again, we're in another kind of small room with nothing else in it. We got through the fixed encounter just fine. Let's head here to another small room. Once again, kind of nothing here, but we can head north. And then from here, I want to head west. I'm just kind of exploring. We're getting a sense of the room right now. We're not necessarily going for the way forward because, you know, we passed that. All right, so in here, we can get another fixed encounter. This is with 2 scruffy men and 3 orcs. They have surprised me. Okay, they hit Gimli. After this encounter, we'll probably have to leave and come back. Or a lot of them can run away. So after all that, we have 1 rogue and 2 orcs, and only Gimli got hit. All right, so Durin can hit the first group. Gimli can hit the second group. Bilbo can hit the second group. There we go. Elrond can cast a Halith at the second group. Fizzlewick can cast a Dios on Gimli, and Halith can honestly parry. Let's go with that. All right, 1 orc down, 2 orcs down, and the rogue is down. And that's the last of it. Gimli is fully healed as well. All right, 141 experience points. Let's inspect this. Poison needle. Didn't trigger it this time. Disarm. Poison needle. Disarmed it successfully. Got ourselves 10 gold points. Yeah, we're not getting too many gold points here. Inside here is just another empty room. Let's take a look. How many spell uses do you have left? You got 3. I think that's going to be good for at least 1 more encounter here. I'm trying to look here to see if there's really any purpose of me being in this northwest quadrant. There isn't. But we'll finish exploring it at least. All right, so through the north door back kind of in that central hallway, you're just in a room full of area. And I have turned too much and I don't know where I am anymore. 1, 2, 3. I think that was 4. So if I go this way, it is an encounter. I don't think this was the fixed encounter. We're up against small humanoids. Just 3 fights and 3 parries. Bilbo, I need you to be more accurate here. All right, well, we got 2 of them. Let's see if I can kill the other 2. Bilbo still misses. Gimli kills 1. Durin dodges and counters for the kill. All right, 276 experience points. Yeah, this was not the way that I was expecting to look at all. Oh, well. Let's inspect it. Bilbo finds another poison needle, then we'll disarm it. Poison needle. Disarm the trap. And 15 gold points apiece. So this is a big room, but it's also an empty room. And that was to the west. So then going to the right, we do have... I don't believe this is a fixed encounter, but we surprised 5 skeletons. See what we can do here. Skeletons are pretty weak. I think Bilbo, if he hit 1, should be able to kill it. But that is a big if. All right, so we'll have 3 fights, 2 parries, and then we'll have Halith do a Halito. And that should finish the job here. All right, so 2 skeletons missed. All 3 skeletons miss. Gimli kills 1, and then Bilbo is able to finish off the last one. All right, 191 experience points. Another chest. Maybe I am where I thought I was. All right, Bilbo. There's a crossbow bolt in there. Let's go ahead and disarm. This is what Bilbo is good for. Crossbow bolt disarmed. 11 gold points. We haven't gotten anything else out of it yet, so I'm not too happy about this. All right, so we have at least gone to the west and east side of here. Let's try going to the left. And then is this where I want it to be? Nope, that is the way that I came. So This, if you go through it straight, will lead you to another corridor. And there's a lot of rooms and hidden rooms here. Let's try to find one of these hidden rooms. The hidden room here is straight and to the west. This kind of is designed like a prison, if we're being honest. There's lots of little cells here. But there's not fixed encounters in here, but there are encounters. Let's try to take out the kobolds first. All right, Bilbo got a kobold. Gimli got a kobold. Durin got a kobold. Now we're down to the 4 skeletons. And we'll have Halith try to deal with the 4th one. That should be good. Bilbo doesn't kill his, though. Bilbo, you're not holding up your end of the bargain right now, but, I mean, he's really dealing with the traps. That's the point. And, yeah, it looks like we missed with the Halito. Yeah, the spells can miss. That is a thing that happens. All right, nobody got hit, so let's just fight our way to victory. Gimli kills his, and Durin kills his. So, Gimli and Durin, they're working wonders for me. So, yeah, these are kind of just little cells. There's not always an encounter in them, but there can be. To the west here this is supposed to be a hidden door. So let's inspect here. Found no one. Do I have to actually cast the spell? Do I have to do that? We're going to leave pretty soon, so I don't mind kind of wasting a spell doing this. It would be a priest spell. Is it level 1 or level 2? It is level 1. Okay, so let's... fine. We'll do it just to show it off. I don't like doing this because I heal based on those level spells. But we'll inspect you. We'll cast a spell, and it is Milwa. That's the spell. Done. That's all that it says. It's done. All right, we can leave. And hey, look! The light has shown us another door. Let me pull up my map, make sure I'm not getting lost here. So, there's nothing really through this hidden door in particular. There's just another one of these small little cells. But that is it for kind of this northwest section. There's other rooms. There's another hidden door over there that leads nowhere. It's pretty big and empty around here, so I don't feel the need to explore it any further. Let's just get out of here, which is this way to right and down here, back into the corridor. That's the way to the stairs. And then we can head back this way and straight through here. And our light went away. It does not last that long. And then we can take the stairs up. Okay, so I got quite a bit of experience, and I might have gotten enough to get a level. So the way to check is to rest. That's pretty much the only way to do it. So let's go to the Adventurer's Inn. As you can see, nobody really needs healing because I've been pretty good about my healing. So let's go to the Adventurer's Inn, and we will have Durin stay, and we'll stay at the stables for free because he doesn't actually need to heal. Makes sense. Durin is napping, and I need 2,300 experience points to make it to level 6. He was not the one that I was expecting to get to the next level, but it is good to check that kind of thing, for me at least. All right, Gimli's up next. Stay at the stable. Gimli could get a level here. He did! All right, so I got more strength, I got more IQ, I got more piety, I got more vitality, I got more agility, and I got more luck. Plus, I got 5 more hit points. So Gimli kind of is my strongest character right now. I don't know if that's going to stick, but he is for now. There we go. So it is worthwhile for me, at least, to kind of check everybody when I'm in town after a good expedition in. So this is how you level in the game. You have to rest at the castle. So let's rest here. Somebody is moving a whole bunch of stuff outside. All right. Next level for Bilbo, more strength, more IQ, more piety, No, I lost strength, I gained IQ, I lost piety, and I lost vitality. I did gain agility, and I got 1 hit point, so he's just getting weaker, but hopefully he will dodge things more often. That's more important to me. Now, I'm not too concerned about Bilbo's damage. That's what Gimli and Durin are for, plus my mages. Bilbo's not really there for damage. He's there to disarm traps. Elrond, because Durin and Elrond are kind of the second tier elite classes, they're going to take longer to get to the next level all the time. So I'm not expecting much from Elrond here, but we'll take a look, see how much we have to get. 2,300. I think that's exactly the same as Durin. All right, next up we have Fizzlewick. Fizzlewick could get a level. Let's see here. I do like when my mages or my priests and stuff get better levels. All right, so we got more vitality, more agility. We lost some luck. We got 3 hit points. That's all right. No new spells, though. We'll have to take a look to see if you got more uses out of it, though. We'll see. Halith, I believe, will get a level as well if Fizzlewick did. Nope, 193 more, so just shy. Halith is a little bit behind. I think Halith had died for me, so lost a little bit of experience. But we brought her back. Okay, so let's go to Gilgamesh's Tavern and inspect Fizzlewick, see if we got any more spells. We did get 1 additional priest level 1 spell, so that works out for me. Okay, Temple of Cant, nothing going to be here. We could treat stuff there, but not today. Okay, so let's try to actually, I don't know, do something a little bit more useful this time. We'll look at it that way. Let's go back to the maze. I do want to fully explore, like, the first dungeon level today. So far, we've done about half of it. A little bit more than half, but we've done about half. Let's head up. And, yeah, I know, I can't walk through walls. I keep trying. The monster surprised me. These 2 scruffy men did. I was going too fast. 3 damage on Durin, too. And then the other guy runs away. So he's a bushwhacker. And then we'll have Elrond do a Dios on Durin here. That should be fine. All right, bushwhacker goes down. Yeah, just 1 to... Oh, well. Just 1 hit point. Let's go ahead and heal the rest, though. Elrond can do a spell, Dios on Durin. Yeah, the healing spells, I'm going to remember. The Halito, I'm going to forget at some point, but this one I will remember. Okay, so back through this door, that kind of leads us to the center of the room. This time we're going to go east. There's a corridor this way. Going all the way to the end is interesting, but we're not going to do that yet. We're going to explore the northeast section, and this is one of the entrances to that. We'll explore a bit here. So it's a long corridor. We want to go all the way to the north, which is the northernmost part of the map as well. And we can turn right, and we're going to have to cast a spell here. Let's see here. Camp. Can Elrond cast this? I've already forgot. I think, yes, Elrond can cast this. So Elrond can cast a spell, and it's going to be Milwa again. Done. And now we should be able to see 2 hidden doors here. Now the first one here... This one is the first one. This should lead to nothing, right? It's just a small little cell again. And then over here should lead to a message. In this room is a silver statue of a boar with horns and long fangs. On the wall by the statue is a message, partially obscured, that appears to have been left by passing elves. It is hardly legible, but some comments warning about ghosts and demons can still be made out. Will you search? Anytime they ask you, will you search? The answer is yes. And Durin has found an item. So if we go to camp again and we look at Durin here, camp is more or less your menu. We have a key of silver. That's going to be important. We are going to need keys. And it's behind a hidden door here, so that's not particularly nice of them. But there is that. We could go further to the east here. We get into an encounter. 3 bubbly slimes. Will they actually hit me is the only question. Nope. Nope. And nope. All right, 3 bubbly slimes. Even Bilbo can kill one, so there we go. 1 down. 2 down. Yeah, 3 damage is enough to kill these guys. Bubbly slimes, like I said, are the weakest enemies that I have encountered so far. 27 experience and 10 gold. All right, to the east here is another like little corridor. No hidden doors from this side in that corridor. And then an empty room. So that's our first little foray into there. All right, I surprised some kobolds. That is nice. I like doing that. Let's see if I can kill 3 of them. Well, Bilbo did hit, but just not enough to kill. All right, so there's 2 left. I'm just going to do our standard here. Bilbo killed 1. Durin got hit, unfortunately. Probably going to leave Durin's health for now. All right, and I did have enough points to get Halith leveled up here, but we're not going to deal with that yet. Okay, this is the corridor that we went down, the long one, our first little entrance here into the northeast quadrant. Okay, so then from here we want to go 2 more over, and here is another entrance. We will take this one. Take it all the way up here. Turn to the right. This is a little bit further down. Get another encounter. This one's also not fixed. I got surprised. But do they do damage? All right, so they did do damage to Gimli. And a lot to Durin. All right, Durin needs to be healed now. So fight, fight, fight. Spell Dios on Durin. Spell Dios on Durin. Spell and a Hulito on the Scruffy Man. All right, 1 down. 8 hit points back to Durin. 2 Scruffy Men down. Bilbo doesn't do his job, though. Scruffy Man lived through Hulito as well. All right, Durin's completely healed. The other one ran away. We do still need to heal Gimli, but I'm going to wait on that one. We're starting to get to the point where they have enough hit points that I don't have to heal every time. Okay, so we're in a 2-room corridor here. There is a hidden door here on the left side that leads north, but there's nothing behind there, so I'm not going to waste a spell taking care of that. All right, one more step here will lead me to a fixed encounter. Well, it didn't show up today. They don't always show up, these fixed encounters, but there's a good chance that there is one there. Through here, though, I can find another room. 2 hidden doors on the north side there also lead to nothing. There could be, an enemy encounter in there, but it's not worth wasting a spell trying to find out. All right, let's get out of this corridor, and then we will head further east. 2 more squares to our third corridor here. Third hallway. I should call them hallways. It's easier for me to say. All right, so this one's not nearly as long. Leads to another small little section. This is not a fixed encounter. We will leave the friendly group of undead kobolds. If they're undead, how can they be friendly? All right, we'll leave them. All right. 1 more here, and there is a door north. I want to head through here for another chance at a fixed encounter. They're not giving me the fixed encounters as much as I would like today. All right, turn left again so that we can go east. Another encounter. This one's not fixed. They're friendly, so they can stay. All right, so there are 2 more hidden doors here. So let's go to camp. Elrond. This is your last one. It is a Milwa. All right, so we're going to have Elrond cast some Halitos at some point here. And there's 2 small little cells here. This first one has a fixed encounter with friendly kobolds I don't care about. This other one is empty, but there is an encounter. This one's a surprise, a random encounter, though. Okay, so then we will do fight, fight, fight. Spell Oh, right. No, I surprised them, so that's all I can do. Fight, 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 parry, parry, parry. 1 down. Bilbo misses. 2 down. All right. Fight, fight, fight. Spell Halito. And spell Dios on Gimli. We'll try to get some heals there. And just for good measure, another Halito. I don't think I'm going to need all of that, but we're kind of getting to the end of what I wanted to take care of here. And we might have to leave and come back for a third try. Just 2 hit points on Gimli. All right. Well, there's a chest. Maybe that'll help. Inspect 3. Disarm the poison needle. I said disarm, so I almost typed disarm. I could not disarm it, but it didn't trigger. So we'll just try again. Poison needle. There we go. It's not worth it. Like, there's so much work, and I'm barely getting anything out of it. Okay. Yeah, let's try to go out of here. Oh, wow. 5 undead kobolds and 4 small humanoids. So what I'm going to do is have my fighters go for the second group. I'll have Elrond do a Halito on the second group. Have you continue to try to heal Durin. Or not Durin, Gimli. And then I'll have you do a Mahalito on the first group. There we go. Okay, 1 humanoid down. 1 kobold, 2 kobolds, 3 kobolds, 4 kobolds, 5 kobolds? No. It's got to have been 4. I must have miscounted. There's a little glitch that tells me when it's the next one. We'll see how much I got. I don't think I can kill 5 undead kobolds. I did! Alright, they all died. 468 experience, 20 gold. Alright, that is good to see. So, down the shorter corridor, we still have the light going. That probably won't last until I need it again. We'll go through here. Yeah, the light went away there. 2 more doors down and through another small corridor. Fixed encounter through this. Friendly group of bushwhackers can live. So this one, okay, there is supposed to be a door straight ahead, I thought. It's a one-way door, so you can go through that, just go to another hallway that we've already been through. The door to the left from here just leads to nothing, so I only really care about going to the right from here. So let's go through here, get into a random encounter with 5 undead kobolds that have surprised me. Miss. Bilbo got hit for 5. Gimli got hit for 2. Bilbo got hit for 2. Yeah, 7 damage. Like, already. Okay, so fight, fight, fight. Spell. Actually, let's have you do Dispel. And then we're going to have you do a Dios on Bilbo. And we're going to have you do a Mahalito. No, just a regular Halito. One of you guys is going to run away. That's my guess here. All right, 1 kill. Bilbo's completely healed. 2 kills. Bilbo doesn't do his job. Durin dodges. Durin dodges. Gimli dodges. Well, he probably blocks. We'll say it blocks. I dispelled 1 monster. Fight, fight, fight. Dispel, dispel. And parry should be good at this point. Yeah, that's fine. I was thinking I needed to heal, but I think we're good for now. Dispel and it fails. Dispel just gets rid of undead enemies. Alright, there's a chest here. Bilbo. It is a trapless chest. You want to look at it again? I already looked. Let's open it. We'll try. Bilbo, this is you. All right. That's our first one so far. That's how often it is trapped. All right, camp. Wait, where am I? Okay, there's the way. I don't know what happened there. Okay, so camp. Fizzlewick, how much do you have? You have 2 left. Ugh. All right, we're not going to do it. I don't want to use it here because I do want to heal. We'll probably get out after this. So here are 2 hidden doors on the southern wall here, and both of them lead to a fixed encounter. So if you want to do that, you can. But because I'm starting to run short on spells, I'm going to avoid that. Actually, I want to go down this one. And there is further for us to go that way. So that's where we're going to go next time. When we come back, we will deal with that. So let's get out of here. Pretty straight shot out. Okay. We will have Halith rest at the inn, because I know you have enough for the next experience level. You can look them up too. It is a good reference to know. Like, this is how much experience they have. This is how much their level is. Okay, so Halith now has more strength, more piety, but lost some agility. We got 2 hit points as well. Halith is weak. Like, so weak compared to everybody else. It's kind of crazy. Okay. All right, we can leave. We'll head back to the edge of town. We'll go into the maze. This will be our last foray this time. We have been playing for quite a while. All right. Back in the dungeon. We want to go north again and east. And you might have noticed, like, we don't have an entrance to the southeastern quadrant. I've mentioned every other one. Well, it's tricky. So what you want to do is go east here along this corridor that we were going through to get to the northeast quadrant. And when you get to the end, there is a hidden door. Can I inspect it? They're just not gonna let me look at it without the light. Okay, so we will have Elrond cast a spell. Be Milwa. Done and done. Hey, look, there's a door here. So you go through this, and it actually circles around to the western side, just south of the stairs. And if you go to the end here, it should lead me to yeah, we got warped. So that's fun. We got warped to another area. And yeah, so that makes it even more difficult to map things out. Through here is another warp. I don't want to take that one. This also is very reminiscent of a prison. So, like, all of these are going to be individual cells like that. There's a couple corridors that lead to more individual cells. There's lots of hidden doors around here. Most of them lead to nothing. We're going to go through this kind of top left door here to get a message. There's a gem-encrusted statue of a hooded man here. A golden light emanates from the hood. In front of the statue is an altar in which pungent incense is burning. Will you search? We will. And we found a friendly group of Murphy's ghosts. See, the problem is that I do want to fight these guys. I'm going to say no for now. I'm going to say no. But they are really good for leveling, so I kind of wanted to fight them. We will head to the southwest one here, and we can find another message. In this room is a statue of a monster with the body of a chicken and the head of a cat. The statue is made of bronze and lies on an onyx pedestal. There are unusual runes on a plaque thereon. Will you search? I will. And Durin got an item. So let's take a look at that. He now has an unknown key. We're going to go ahead and trade that. We're going to give that to Elrond. So no gold, but I want item number 6, which is the key to go to Elrond. And that's how you move stuff around between the characters. The characters can only hold 8 things at a time. We can also then inspect. So let's take a look at Elrond and identify, that's the right word, the key that we just got. Bishops are particularly good at this. There's also a cheat you can use that I'm trying to avoid ever using. They can try to identify item number 9, which obviously doesn't exist because they can only hold 8. And for whatever reason, identifying item number 9 gives you a ton of experience points. I don't know why, but I'm going to try to avoid that because that seems like a glitch that I don't want to take advantage of. So we're going to try to identify the key. I identified it. It is a bronze key. We're going to need that one as well. All right. Once you get that, the message of searching, I thought it should disappear, but Durin got an item. Wait, what? Hold on. I didn't think this was going to happen. We got another unknown key. Let's trade that with Elrond. Number 6. I thought that once you got it once, like that was it. Let's identify number 5. Identified it good. It's another key of bronze. Yeah. I don't think we need 2 of those. Okay. So let's try here again. We'll get this message. We'll search, and it's a friendly group of Murphy's ghosts. Yeah, if you're trying to go an evil route, this is what I would suggest. I'm going to fight them once, but I'm going to leave them after that. I'm going to find other ways to get levels if they're going to be friendly. I didn't think they were. So we will fight them. You get 1 Murphy's ghosts. These guys, they're not particularly strong, so we'll have you cast a Dio spell on Gimli, who still needs some healing. All right. Fight. Missed. Everybody missed. Well, Gimli got him. 11 damage, not enough to kill. Just pointing that out. So fight, parry. We're going to try that. I don't think I need to do too much with the Murphy's ghosts. Durin does 3 damage. If the Murphy's ghost does hit, it only does 2 damage every time. So that's one of the reasons that people do recommend grinding on this fight. But I'm going to try to avoid that. He's got a ton of HP. A lot more than I thought he was going to have. Fight. We'll just do some spell casting then. We'll have you parry still. Go for it. All right, 10 damage. 4 damage. All right, we got him. So let's see how much we get for this. 741 experience points, by far the best that we've had. 36 gold points as well, also the best that we've had. So that's why people recommend that fight. It takes a while to get there, granted, but it is a fixed encounter. You should get it every time, and it's nice. It does good things for you. So we will... Well, it's worth considering, I should say. I'm not going to take advantage of that, but you can. So let's heal everybody. We need Gimli and Bilbo healed here. Okay, so on the southern side, there's a few doors as well. This one leads to a cell that has a lot of hidden doors in it. There's lots of hidden doors that ultimately lead to nothing here. I want to say there's about 12 hidden doors. Like, there's a ton of hidden doors here. But we want to go out through the southeastern door here. That leads us further to the east. And then we kind of circle around this path here. And then we enter darkness. Darkness, you want to go west. So we turn right. Then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I think we can go this way. Turn to the left and head south. No, not yet. Okay. So we turn that way, then go forward. Did I turn twice? I did. Okay. So we're still heading west. So we need to go one more. And then we turn south. And then we can head this way until I hit a wall. I'm not going to count that one. All right. So then I turn to the right, go once, turn left, go once. And we're back in the area out of bounds sign. Okay. So we have accomplished what I wanted to accomplish today. We explored the first floor. There's going to be a lot of floors. This is a long game. So let's exit out of here. And we will go and rest. We'll rest everybody here just to see where everybody's at right now. Durin can rest. He's got 400 gold. That's not bad. 63. He's so close. 63 experience. Gimli's up next. I don't think he's close because he already got his level. Yeah, he needs about 4,000 to get to the next level. And if somebody ages, it will let you know when you rest here. It'll say that they celebrated their birthday, I believe is the phrase that they use. Something about a birthday. Bilbo's not going to get that next level. Elrond is very close as well. One more fight and they will be up. Hopefully one more fight, unless it's against the slimes. Fizzlewick needs a ton. Wow, that is a lot. And then Halith probably doesn't need anything either. It probably needs, 5,000. Halith is forever away from that next level. Okay, so we do have a bit of money. I can probably go and purchase some of the good things here in Boltax's place. Typically I do try to pool gold together and see what I can do, but just for the sake of looking at things, I can now start thinking about the I probably can't do the 1,500, but yeah, none of the 500 is going to be all that good either. I really do need 1,500 in order to get the next level of thing. I could try to get plate mail on some of my frontline people. That would be Durin and Gimli. Bilbo's just not doing anything for me right now. Part of me says to move him into the back, but having him up front to deal damage is better than not having him deal damage. I don't know. At the same point, he's also easier to hit. It's a conundrum for me right now. I'm not entirely sure how I want to deal with the thief, but I do need the thief. That's the problem. All right, so when we come back, I will need more levels. I need everybody up to, let's see, we'll inspect Durin here. Yeah, he's still level 5. I need everybody up to probably level 7 is probably where I need him to go. I might go a little bit higher than that, but that is my next goal. It shouldn't take too long. Last time it took me about half hour, 45 minutes again. This time we will see how long it takes. We need to get up to level 7 or 8 in order to progress to the next level. And starting at level 2, like, it does get significantly more difficult than level 1 is. So we do need to get those levels. And I will be back next time once we get those. So that is going to do it for this part of Video Games Over Time. My name is ballerscuba, and I hope you have enjoyed Wizardry. Hope you laughed. Hope you learned. Hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching.